This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Order. Welcome, everybody. If you'd please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
of
one
Wirecast.
nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for being here this morning. First up on the agenda is the consent agenda. We just got one routine item, and I'd move to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
A motion, a second. Questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll call a question. Commissioner Boyce?
Aye.
Commissioner Kress?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, and the motion passes. Agenda item number 2 is citizens' questions and comments.
Demonstration
Is
of
there anybody online, Jennifer?
Wirecast.
Did we receive any emails prior to the meeting?
No, we didn't.
Does anybody here in the room like to come forward on any of the agenda items? Seeing none, we'll move to the agenda items. Agenda item number 3 is a management and finance item. This is an intergovernmental agreement. I'll invite up Dan Wilson, County Finance Director.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dan Wilson, Management and Finance. The item before you is a intergovernmental agreement with the City of Roseburg for them to contribute
This is a
$25,000
demonstration of
fiscal year
Wirecast.
2026 for the operation of the Douglas County Mental Health Court.
To approve the intergovernmental agreement.
I'll second.
Motion second. Questions or comments? Appreciate the city continuing to partner with us on this. Seeing none, I will call the question. Commissioner Boyce?
Aye.
Commissioner Kress?
Aye.
Chair votes aye and the motion passes. Thank you. Agenda item number 4 is a Parks Department. I'll invite up the Parks Director, Mark Wall.
Morning, Commissioners.
This is a demonstration
Before you have
of
a space use
Wirecast.
agreement between Douglas County and Donna and Collis Woods to hereby have exclusive use of the premises depicted on Exhibit A and board up to 5 horses. This is located in Mildred Knight Memorial County Park.
Move to approve the space use agreement.
I'll second that.
Motion second. Could you explain a little bit what we're doing here?
We have a camp post up there and they have horses and they're renting some of the corral space to board their horses while they provide camp post services to us.
That requires a use agreement?
This
Because
is
they
a
have exclusive
demonstration
use
of
for some corrals
Wirecast.
up there. And that's our policy. We have exclusive use. You can pay for that use.
Okay. In entering into this agreement, do we create any liability for the county? The horses get out, get hurt or anything? You got that, okay. All right, any other questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll call a question. Commissioner Boyce?
Aye.
Commissioner Kress?
Aye.
Chair votes no and the motion
This is
passes.
a demonstration of
Agenda item number
Wirecast.
5 is a Sheriff's Office item. I'll invite up Sheriff Hanlon.
Good morning, Commissioners. John Hanlon, Sheriff. Item 5 before you is the Second Amendment to contract number 140 L as in Lincoln, 4321 P as in Paul, 0045, which exercises the law enforcement services option with the Bureau of Land Management, extending the performance period to September 30th of
This is a
2026.
demonstration of
With
Wirecast.
revenue paid to the county in the amount of $195,106.96. And this, of course, pays for one full-time patrol deputy to patrol BLM lands.
Move to approve the contract amendment.
I'll second that.
Motion is second, and I believe most of the work they'll be doing will be on ONC lands managed by the BL.
Correct.
Great. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, I will call the
This
question.
is a
Commissioner Boyce?
demonstration of
Commissioner
Wirecast.
Kress? Chair votes aye, and the motion passes. Agenda item number 6 is also a Sheriff's Office item.
Yes, item number 6 is an IGA between the Oregon State Marine Board and the county, providing funding at a level to fund one full-time Marine deputy to conduct marine patrols on the waterways in Douglas County, which extend, excuse me, of course, from Diamond Lake all the way to Winchester Bay. And it is effective from 7/1/2025 through 6/30 of twenty
This is a
twenty-six.
demonstration of
This
Wirecast.
funding level has been reduced since this last year's fiscal year as a result of a reduction in federal funding to the state of Oregon. However, the amount still covers the cost of one full-time deputy and provides us with a couple of boats. And I know there's been some discussion about whether or not we want to continue participating in this program with the State Marine Board, but at this point in time,
This is a
I feel like
demonstration of Wirecast.
the value is still there and it's worth keeping, especially if you consider, potential shortfalls in county budget in the coming years. This is a one position that we get funded by the state, and there aren't a lot of strings attached to it. They don't raise too much of a fuss if we need to pull this deputy away from his Marine deputies and plug him into
This is a demonstration
something
of
at patrol.
Wirecast.
Move to approve the intergovernmental agreement.
I'll second.
I have a motion, a second. The way this is drafted in sort of the way you presented it is, I think, is accurate, except for there's additional cost to this program beyond what the state pays. There is a cost the county incurs upwards of $50,000 a year. So the Marine Board sort of acts like they're gonna pay for everything.
This is a
But at the
demonstration
end of
of
the day, like for
Wirecast.
maintenance and fuel and those things, that they provide $2,500, and we just can't run the program with that amount of money. So on the maintenance side, so we do have an additional line item in the budget to help offset those costs. So there are some additional costs.
Yeah, so you're referring to the $5,000 maintenance
For a biennium,
for the biennium.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's true.
So that-
Our
that's-
experience has been, however, that if we have a major
This
repair
is
to
a
a boat that's needed,
demonstration
we
of
can
Wirecast.
and have presented that to the State Marine Board, and they have funded it, and paid for it, aside from the 5,000, 2,500 that we get annually.
so maybe I have that wrong. I'm gonna ask the finance director to come up.
Sure.
What is the line item for this program that's the $50,000? Is it just there just in case?
Well, it's there, for,
Fuel and,
it is, it's
This
for
is
the.
a
for the
demonstration
ongoing
of
fuel for
Wirecast.
Not only the boat, the vehicle,
right,
and other.
other
related
costs that are associated with the program. Again, I think
With any
my
deputy.
point of saying this is the state wants to make it sound like they're paying for everything for this program, and they don't. And not that they're not paying something, and paying the majority of it, but it's not 100% paid for. And so when we start looking at, into the future, what we're gonna do and not do, we need to look at the whole cost of each program. And this program, well, there was a point where they did
This is a
fund 2 deputies and 2
demonstration
boats
of
and
Wirecast.
sort of all the associated costs. They have slowly ratcheted that back down to, less than what it costs to have 1 deputy and 1 boat and all the other stuff to it. I just wanna make sure we communicate with the public and the state that they're not paying for everything. And there's gonna be a point when programs that aren't funded are not gonna happen. So I like the program too, and I agree with the sheriff, having an extra deputy is always good. We've prioritized public safety throughout the time I've been
This
here,
is a
but the
demonstration
state
of
continues to
Wirecast.
ratchet back their participation in these programs, and with the expectation that counties are gonna somehow pick it up. We have no revenue to pick it up. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, and to add to your comment about, you're absolutely right in that we've had negotiations and disagreements with the State Marine Board for years because they wanted to claim they were paying for 2 positions. And quite frankly, they weren't. They were paying for about 1.5, and the county was having to augment and
This is
fund
a
that other second
demonstration of
position. So,
Wirecast.
yeah,
They do that all over the place. They act like they pay for the district attorney. Well, they pay a portion of the district attorney's wages, the county pays the rest, and every other employee in that office is paid for out of the county's budget. But yet they'll, when you're in meetings and stuff, they act like they're paying for it.
Yeah.
The state, it's just frustrating. Anyway, we have a motion, a second. Any further questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll call the question. Commissioner Boyce?
Aye.
Commissioner Kress?
Aye.
Chair votes aye and the motion passes. Thank you, Sheriff. Agenda item number
This is a
7
demonstration
is
of
also a sheriff's
Wirecast.
item.
Yeah, I was gonna let the project manager, Sean
Okay,
Fallon.
I'm sorry, we'll have Sean come up. See you both listed here.
Good morning, Commissioners. Sean Fallon, County Senior Project Manager. Item number 7 is a contract number 30002680 between Douglas County and Jeremy Hunt Building Company LLC to construct a search and rescue building addition. Contract amount is for $264,624.
This is a demonstration of
Move to approve the
Wirecast.
contract. I'll second that.
Motion second, questions or comments? This is, we're using the specifically restricted dollars in Title III that are associated with search and rescue activities to fund this. Those dollars can't be used in other areas. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll call the question. Commissioner Boyce?
Aye.
Commissioner Kress?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, the motion passes. Thank you for that workshop. And they're gonna start as early as next week,
This is a
right?
demonstration of
Oh,
Wirecast.
couple weeks.
They're gonna be doing evaluations on the area and probably start concrete work in August.
Okay. Agenda item number 8 is a solid waste department item. I'll invite up Nick.
Good morning, Commissioners. Nick Freisinger, Solid Waste. Item number 8 is contract 30002360 between Douglas County and CPM Development Corp.
This is
DBA
a
Umpqua Santa
demonstration of
Gravel for
Wirecast.
services on an as-needed basis.
Move to approve the contract.
I'll second.
A motion second, questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll call a question. Commissioner Boyce?
Aye.
Commissioner Kress?
Aye.
Chair votes aye and the motion passes. Thank you. Agenda item number 9 is commissioner comments. Commissioner Boyce?
I got two things. We have, our second annual, county-sponsored event going on at the coast this weekend. It's,
This is a
Adventure
demonstration
Expo,
of
it's called. It's
Wirecast.
free to attend. There's gonna be lots and lots of vendors in the staging area over there on the dunes. There's fireworks show that happens that we don't pay for the fireworks show, but there is a fireworks show in Winchester Bay that's put on by the Merchants Association. So it's probably gonna be hard to find a campsite over there this weekend. But if you wanna get over there and check that out, I'd encourage it. Last year was first year and it turned out really, really well. And we also have
This is a
our
demonstration of
expansion at
Wirecast.
Umpqua Dunes, which we hoped to have open by this weekend. A few days behind schedule, but looks like it's gonna be probably open by maybe next weekend. So it's being finished up over there, looks really, really nice. The contractor did a great job. We've had a challenge getting, a major renovation at Stanton Park and one at the coast done simultaneously. So the
This
good news
is a
is as soon as the
demonstration
coast
of
project's
Wirecast.
finished, then Stanton Park will move ahead full speed and we'll get it done hopefully by the end of the summer also. So good things happening at the coast this weekend. Go check it out.
Anything else? Commissioner Kress?
Just wanted to let everybody know that there are, like every year, there's communities throughout Douglas County that are putting on all kinds of events, similar to this one over at Winchester Bay. We tend to go to these events, but we can't make them all because there's so much community
This
pride in
is a
Douglas County. I know
demonstration of
Glendale's got something going,
Wirecast.
Winston's got, Yoncala's got, so it's just everybody get out there and try to enjoy some of those. They're pretty neat events, but they're going on throughout the weekend, so that's it.
Great. So, to that point, Seven Feathers puts on a brunch for veterans on the 4th of July. I have been honored to be invited to that for quite a few years now, and I will be attending that. And like Commissioner Kress and Commissioner Boyce both said, there's a ton of stuff going on. I'm hoping to make
This
it
is a
over
demonstration
maybe
of
Saturday to the
Wirecast.
coast to look at some of the stuff going on the in the Sand Dunes area. But I also want to talk about the Small Business Administration is in town with recovery efforts and some programs to help with victims from the flood. I know it's hard to think about flood recovery when it's almost 100 degrees outside and as nice as it's been, for the last few days. But they're here now. I went and met with them yesterday, got them
This is a
connected to
demonstration of
Glide
Wirecast.
Revitalization. They have worked with the city to have office space in an area to work out of in the Public Safety Center, just down the road here on Douglas Street. The city's been a great host there. I appreciate them doing that. Basically, what they have available is very low interest loans to help people recover in a variety of different programs. I'm not gonna try to describe all of them. I would encourage those people that were impacted, both individually and through their businesses, to go meet
This
with
is a
the folks there.
demonstration
They've
of
got
Wirecast.
caseworkers and people set up to sort of explain the programs and look for opportunities to help victims of the flood. We're still have not heard back from FEMA on whether they're going to accept the governor's request and approve the declaration for FEMA assistance. I did ask specifically to the Small Business Administration folks yesterday if people did a program through SBA and
This
somehow
is a
FEMA came
demonstration
in
of
later and
Wirecast.
had resources, would that preclude them from receiving FEMA resources? And they said, no, you couldn't get money for, you can't get a loan and FEMA, so if you had a loan from SBA and FEMA came in, that money would go to pay down the loan, but they wouldn't lose on the opportunity of getting support. So I thought that was good news, but there's a bunch of nuances in that. And again, if you're a victim of the flood, whether it's your home, your driveway, your culverts,
This is a
your
demonstration
business,
of Wirecast.
your appliances, your furniture, and go right down the list of things that were destroyed in the flood. It may be worth your time to meet with the Small Business Administration in there at the Public Safety Center here in Roseburg. So that's all I have. Wish everybody a great 4th of July. Be safe. Enjoy the freedoms that our nation provides you. Meeting adjourned.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.